Welcome back, hockey fans. 1-0 LA Kings rookies over the Anaheim Ducks rookies here at Toyota Sports Center. I'm John Rosen, and alongside Daryl Evans, we're now joined by Nelson Emerson with the Los Angeles Kings. Welcome back, hockey fans, and thanks again for joining us here at the Toyota Sports Center. I'm John Rosen. Alongside Daryl Evans, we are now joined by Nelson Emerson, Los Angeles Kings, player development. And Nelson, thank you again for joining us here and taking part in our hockey webcast this evening.
That's great. You guys got a nice spot up here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a party up here. It's a little bit crowded at times, but a good setup. And we look back at what's happened over the past week and looking at development camp, just the importance of being able to take that skill, that utilization of what's been taught to them, being able to put that here in a competitive setting. And so far, you look at these last two games, or at least the last four periods, and there has to be at least a little bit of encouragement that they seem to be getting it.
Well, I know Daryl's been a part of, what we do in the summertime, and then obviously you're right. Now it's time you bring it into a game format. And, in Anaheim, it was a great atmosphere for our players to play in, big crowd, big rink. And then here it's a little different. We're in our practice rink, and you know what? Even though the ice is the same size, boys, is it tight out there. It is so physical. I mean, there's bodies flying everywhere, and I tell you, after a summer of being off from hockey, these kids are right back at it.
Yeah, it's amazing, Nelson, when you look at it. Like, training camp was 2 days before they played the first game. The atmosphere was great the other day. Like you said, the ice is the same size, but I think with everybody still being on top of everybody, it still creates like the building is full of people. But the players down on the ice, they're doing a great job at adapting to that speed. It seems like, they're taking the hits, and you don't expect that sometimes so early. I think it just goes to show you how much the guys like yourself, what they do, what your staff does in the offseason, the way they prepare these guys for getting themselves from when training camp starts. There's not kind of that transition period. It's kind of hit the ice going.
Well, we really stress on habits and fundamentals, Daryl, and you know that. And it is so that when you get in an atmosphere like this, when it is very physical and there's a lot of bodies flying, then hopefully they can go back to, just the grassroots of what they've learned. And, that is being able to win battles in the corner, being able to protect pucks, and then obviously then we want them to make plays, and we want them to be able to get out of corners and find the open guy, and or on a rush, find the open area where they can lead a guy into a pass. And we want our players to make plays, but also be strong on the puck.
And I think, Nelson, you look at, you guys have had this program going now for a few years with the Kings and developing these young guys through the development camps and things like that. Tell us a little bit about the way you see the progression, some of the veteran players that have been through that, the guys like, Tyler Toffoli, Andreoff, and maybe some of the young players now, Zykov coming in for his first year. Yeah. Are these players a little more further advanced than the guys were, let's say, 3, 4, 5 years ago when we first started?
Well, sure they are, and I think you can, relate it to, say a college environment. When you are a junior or a senior, you're very comfortable in your surroundings, and you're very comfortable with the organization and how it works. Now, it's when you walk in as a freshman, everything's like, whoa, everything happens so fast and quick, and you're not used to things, and you try and kind of get your feet wet that way. And it's the same way here. I mean, we had Toffoli and Neves and those kids that played, Saturday night in Anaheim, and it's been their third or fourth time here. So, now we got, like you said, Valentin is on the ice, and the young, any young player that comes in, it is a lot different for them, and they got to get used to it. So it's fun for us as a staff to be able to work with these new players.
And you look at really from Saturday night's game to tonight's game here, and the team getting better and really being able to dictate the possession and really control the game back on Saturday evening. What did you see that you liked? Were you able to really see these King systems being implemented, or are these players still young and still developing into that?
And Daryl and our players have been throwing a lot in the last 2 days. Our coaches have given them a lot of video and a lot of systems play, and they're trying to adapt to the way the Kings play, yet all of a sudden they get on the ice. So there's a lot of thought process going on about, we want them to make plays, we want them to, look effective on the ice, but then they're also thinking, okay, how do the LA Kings play, and where do I need to be in this particular spot, and how do I kill penalties, and what do I do on the power play, and who am I playing with? Am I playing left wing or right wing, and where do I play my own end? And there's so many things going on, and then they got to do it at a speed of 25 miles an hour with some guy chasing us 220 pounds, right? But you know what? In development, what we tell them is it's tough and it's hard, and we got to teach these habits. But you know what? You got to do it. If you want to play in the NHL and you want to be a pro, you know what? It's not easy. It's tough and it's hard and it's long days, and you know, you're seeing it tonight, and it's a lot of fun to do what we do.
And then you see the players too, obviously. You see Jarrett Stoll, Dustin Brown, their work habits, how they work, and that's also an eye-opening experience for these young players as well. So,
well, you're dead on there. I mean, you know, we're lucky that we get to work with these young players and build them up. I mean, these 18 and 19-year-old kids, they're teenagers. And then, you know, they're watching the Carters and the Stolls and you know, whoever it is getting ready for the NHL season, and these guys are professionals and they do things as a pro would do. And these young players just being around right now, watching everybody. The main camp will start Wednesday. You know, that's an education in itself.
A big thank you right now. Wonderful atmosphere here at the Toyota Sports Center. Great atmosphere back in Anaheim on Saturday evening. Part of that right now. Big thank you to Nelson Emerson, Los Angeles Kings Player Development. Thank you so much for joining us here.
All right, guys. Thanks. Have fun.
Keep doing what you're doing, Nelson.
All right.
We'll be right back, take another quick break. When we return, we'll have the second period of action for you. Los Angeles 1-0 over the Anaheim Ducks rookies. We'll be right back right after this.